What's up, everyone? It's DSP, and I actually have the infamous John Rambo here with me. I don't know, for those of you who have asked, what does John Rambo look like, but you've never seen one of the videos where he's actually been in.
The answer's beautiful, isn't it? Is it not?
This is a very special video. It's actually the first time I'm doing anything like this. A lot of people have been sending me comments over the past few weeks regarding E3, the show which is the national gaming show. Usually it happens once a year, and it covers all the major consoles, all the major game developers. It actually just completed this week, and a lot of people wanted to know, what are your feelings on E3? What games were you looking forward to? What do you think about the press conferences, things like that? So we're going to do a very special edition of The Hateful Truth with John, and we're going to have our impressions, our feelings on what we thought about E3 this year, 2010. So without further ado, here we go. It's The Hateful Truth E3 2010 edition. Woo! So to start off, I guess the first thing we'll do, John, is we'll talk about the different press conferences that happened during E3, because they usually do take up the meat of the whole the conference to begin with. And as everyone knows, there's the big three. There's Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo.
What about Atari? They don't have.
Well, the Jaguar was off in the corner somewhere, but I guess we'll start with Microsoft and kind of talk about a couple of the things that they focused on in their press conference. And the first thing, which is kind of a weird announcement, was that Project Natal, which has been in development for over a year now, they kind of announced it last year at E3. It has a new name. It's called the Kinect.
Kinect.
And I guess apparently, poor grammar is cool.
So, yeah, is spell Kinect?
It's fucking spelled with a K, and it's just not even close to how you would spell that word. I don't know why they branded it like that. But pretty much it is Project Natal. Nothing's changed. Some of the games that they demoed there had, a little girl interacting with this fucking little tiger shit that was on the screen.
I just want to smack the... Can you smack the tiger?
I know. Can you punch the tiger, or can you fucking grab it by its tail and spin it up like a
head? Can you run across the room and just kick the tiger?
But it's just really odd, the games that they were demoing. They had some dance game where people were awkwardly dancing very badly on camera, and it was supposed to be really good considered, the performance in the game. I just don't really get what they're going with that.
I think this motion stuff is just a disease on the gaming industry. We need a cure quickly.
I just don't understand it. We have the Wii now. The Natal, at least in Natal's defense, it is a little bit of an innovation because there's no motion controller involved. It's just a camera.
Well, this is an innovation. I wonder if it'll actually hold the system, hold it back though. How do you play a game where you're going to move forward and shoot things at the same time? That's why if you have buttons and things, it kind of lends its hand to that. So I don't know how that will work. Will actually there'll be basically no core games that'll be able to play with it because of that.
Exactly. It's funny you're saying that, because all the games that they demoed at E3 all seem to be these kind of Wii-style casual play games that maybe you would sit down for a half an hour and mess around with, but you wouldn't put any significant time into it. I mean, these
games look fucking exhausting too. They didn't show one game where you could sit on your couch, like the Wii, you could sit on the couch and play. These games are you're jumping and shit. Give me about 5 minutes, I'm gonna pass out and do an oxygen tank or something.
It's like fucking, Dance Dance Revolution. How long can you play that game before you need a break?
Right. These look very very tiring. They did actually just totally rip off the Wii.
That's what it is.
Kinect Sports, they have,
It's all the same things for the Wii. They're going to come out for just Kinect, but...
Right.
So the next thing that Microsoft talked about in this press conference was their new console, which they hadn't talked about before. So it was the big surprise of E3 is that there's a new Xbox 360, but all it really is a little bit slimmer model. I think it's 17% smaller or something like that.
Shorter.
Built-in Wi-Fi, which the fucking console should have had to begin with, in my opinion, if
Well,
you're going to buy the Elite.
they book gets you to line his pockets with the money made off of that shit.
Well, and then, I mean, going along with that, it has a new hard drive, an internal 250 gig hard drive.
It's basically the same system, but the hard drive is not a top.
Right, but the hard drive's different from the current hard drive, so now you got to probably buy a special transfer cable to transfer your shit over. You can't use that hard drive on your old console. But for me, my whole point is, if you already have an Xbox 360, no one's going to run out to try to buy this new model. There's no new features. It's all the same shit, only in one complex package.
This goes back to the Kinect as well, because they're trying to get the casual people in there. Now, if you're a casual gamer, you don't have a system. You want, I want this Kinect day. This looks pretty cool. I wanted that.
Right.
You go to the store, $300 for the system, $150 for the Kinect. That's a fucking rape.
So, you know, $450 to get this set up to play a casual game for 30 minutes a day.
Yeah, the Wii's are like more attractive at a lower price, and you got the Mario and all that shit. So,
right. So I mean,
it might be a tough sell for them. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.
Wii's definitely got the better price point in the motion category.
I guess the new system you could. Kinect's gonna have a separate cord if you have the old system.
Right.
So if you have the new system, you can just plug it in. But it's not really a big.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to really spend $300 for a new system or $15 for a fucking surge protector so you don't have to plug an extra cord into your wall? I mean, it's pretty dumb.
Right, and also we talked about the hard drive swapping. We like to bring this on a hard drive. Bring your hard drive. My hard drive here. You have an extra system.
Right.
So
now you can't do it. Right. You fucking now you gotta have transfer cables and shit and have multiple consoles to try to play at anyone's house.
Exactly.
A new feature that they were trying to really promote for Xbox Live was this new ESPN deal. I guess they made an exclusivity agreement with ESPN to stream sports over Xbox Live. Now, gee, there might be a little kind of a weird thing here, because I could have sworn that if you like sports, you might actually have this thing that's called a cable box. Where you could actually watch it on your fucking TV.
If you like sports, you should buy a game system.
Where does that make sense? I mean, it's hard enough to sell like Madden to a sports fan. Now you're trying to sell the system because you can watch sports games that they probably already are watching on TV anyway.
Basically, the focus of the entire thing was not games.
Right.
What we're saying here, we want your mom, we want your grandma to play.
Right.
We want your little sister to play. We want your dad to watch the fucking sports game.
The major games that they focused on at this Microsoft conference were games that were already announced. Gears of War 3 and fucking Halo Reach. There was nothing new. There was no groundbreaking announcement of something that would make you want to say, man, I gotta buy 360 tomorrow.
Yeah.
So really, yeah, that was.
Well, it was the 5th Halo game, the 3rd Gears of War game. That's pretty much what they're hanging their hat on.
Right.
It's kind of a sad situation.
And it's funny because a lot of people at the time were saying, gee, what a pathetic press conference it was, but it almost is if Microsoft knew the press conference was so shitty, because actually anyone who got their foot in the door was given one of these free new Xbox 360 consoles. Right. They just got it right on the spot.
Why were we invited to E3, Phil? I like the new console. You can't pull that plug?
I wasn't exactly thinking about it.
Next year, somebody set that up.
Yeah, someone send us tickets to E3.
Set that shit up.
Alright, so the next major company on the agenda is Sony. And with their PS3, there's a lot of new games coming out, but what did they focus on during their press conference? Motion controls, of course. I mean, that just seems to be the running theme this year is the motion control.
It looks more childish and stupid than the Wiimote. It lights up.
Yeah, it's a fucking weird. It looks just like the Wiimote with a colored ball.
It looks like a
sex
toy.
It's just fucking.
I want to see what we're about the Kinect. You see the game with the dancing and they show the bodies.
Yeah.
All kinds of sex videos are gonna come from this Kinect.
Well, what they'll do is they'll have the Kinect footage with someone holding this new Sony Move controller.
Oh, it's gonna be combination.
Yeah, so that'll be like.
But I watched this and they show you see a silhouette of a person. You see people effing, and there's gonna be videos. It's sick.
But this whole Sony Move.
I'm sorry, back to show.
Sony Move, it's the same thing as a Wii motion controller. There's no difference. The games that they demoed were almost, again, exactly the same as the regular games that they're going to have this in on the 360, the games that are already on the Wii. The one game that they demoed, which is hilarious, was the Tiger Woods Golf. The guy tries to fucking swing, and when he swings, his character in the game goes like this, and fucking just freezes up like this as a live demo. So it's so silly. These motion controls, again, it seems to be the major focus. Are they really trying to, aim at the core gamer, the people who have been with them all these years, who bought the console when it was at launch and have been buying games over and over?
And they have games like SOCOM, I guess we'll use it, but who's the people who's asking for these games?
Yeah, who want it?
I don't want to play with a regular controller. I want this glowing shit.
It doesn't seem to make sense. The core gamer is pretty fine with the gamepad. I don't know anyone who's screaming and says, I want to play Call of Duty with fucking giant accessories that I can wave through the air like an asshole. So,
right.